Hi, my name is New Vein. Today is December 10th, 2017. This is my video in regards to the digestive system. So this week's video is in regards to me pretending that I'm eating a cheeseburger. So once I eat the cheeseburger, it's going to go into the mouth. So the mouth is the beginning of the digestive tract. So the digestion pretty much starts here when the first bite of the food is taken. So chewing breaks down the food into the pieces that are more easily to be digested, while saliva mixes with the food to begin with the process of it breaking down and into a form where our body can then absorb it and use it. The next digestion system, which follows the mouth, the food then gets swallowed and goes into the esophagus. So the esophagus is basically where the throat and the trachea is at. It receives the food from the mouth when we swallow it. Series of muscular contractions called peristalsis. The esophagus delivers the food to the stomach. So the stomach is basically a hollow organ. It holds up the food while it's being mixed with enzymes that can continue with the process of breaking down of the food into a usable form. So cells in the lining of the stomach secretes a strong acid and powerful enzymes that are responsible for the breakdown process. When the content of the stomach are sufficiently processed, they are released into the small intestines. The small intestine is broken down to three segments, which is the duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. So the way how it works is that the muscular tube breaks down the food using enzymes releasing by the pancreas and the liver, and from the liver. Peristalsis also is at work in this organ, moving the food through and mixing it with digestive secretion from the pancreas and the liver. The duodenum is a largely responsible continuing breaking down process. And then the duodenum and ileum mainly responsible for the absorptions of the nutrition and the nutrients into the bloodstream. Contents of the small intestine starts out semi-solid and then in the end in a liquid form. After passing the organs, the water, bile, enzymes, and mucus contributes to the change in the consistency. Once the nutrients has been absorbed and the leftover food residual liquids has passed through the small intestine, it now moves into the large intestines. So we're going to go a little off track here, which is the pancreas and the liver. So the pancreas basically secretes digestive enzymes into the duodenum. The enzyme breaks down the protein, fats, and carbs. The pancreas also makes insulin, secreting it directly into the bloodstream. Insulin is the chief hormone of the metabolizing the sugars. The liver, on the other hand, has multiple functions, and the main functions of it is to process the nutrients that is absorbed from the small intestines. The liver is the body's chemical factory, so it takes the raw material absorbed by the intestines and makes it into a various chemical in the body that needs to function. The liver also detoxifies potential harmful chemicals and breaks down secretions of many drugs as well. The gallbladder stores and concentrates the bile and then release into the duodenum to help absorb and digest all the fats. So going back, so then once all the food is processed and all the nutrients and everything else is being taken out from the small intestines, it now enters the large intestines. So the large intestines basically is highly specialized. It is a highly organized, specialized organ that is responsible for processing the waste so that emptying the bowels is easy and convenient. Stools and waste that are left over of the digestive process is passed through the colon, and water is removed. Stools is stored in the sigmoid, and then the stool itself, mostly food and debris and bacteria, perform several useful functions such as synthesizing various vitamins, processing waste products, food particles, protecting against harmful bacteria, When the descending colons becomes full of stool or fecals, it then returns to the contents and returns into the rectum, which starts the process of elimination. So the rectum is basically where the stool comes out. So there's sphincters that are there, which are relaxed, and rectums that contract, disposing the contents, and then the contents cannot be disposed. The sphincter contracts and rectum accommodates so that the sensation temporarily goes away. And then the anus is the last part of digestion. So the anus is surrounded by sphincters, muscles that are important in allowing control of the stool. So the internal sphincter is always tight except when stools enter the rectum. It keeps us continent when we are asleep and otherwise unaware of presence of stool. When we get an urge to go to the bathroom, we rely on our external sphincter to hold the stool until we're able to reach the toilet. And then once we get to the toilet, then the poop comes out. So this is the whole process of the digestive system. Thank you for watching.